Hi everyone, Jacqueline here, creating my garden. I live in Saskatchewan, zone 3B, and it is November. And we have glorious weather here. It's warm. We could be having a bit of an El Nino. Hard to say, but it's beautiful here. So today we're decorating the window boxes and the pot in the front. And every year I like to change it up a bit. So I'm going to use quite a bit of natural stuff, but I'm going to add some touches of whimsy in here and some color to make it festive for the season. So let's get at it. Here are the two window boxes that I'm going to dress up. And then I have a container for the front steps. You can see they look pretty boring right now. Everything's kind of gray and brown here because the snow has been melting, but it is a perfect day to go and do some decorating and get this done before it gets cold again. At least at this point, I've been able to work in the soil still, so I'm able to plant, and that is great. So I'll be able to push stems into this hard dirt in these window boxes and finish my design easily. We're going to start here on this spruce and we're going to take some branches off. It is in need of a trim anyhow. And you can see the nice length I'm getting on these. I love blue spruce. I think it's a great color to use in the garden. And we're just going to cut back in here. Thank God these are new pruners because we got some tough branches here to cut. I know I need at least some long stems for each window box and then for the main arrangement. And I really want to go with blues. I have to tell you, the blue spruce smell really, really good. I'm just going to remove some of these lower branches here, just so it's easy to stick this in the dirt. I do have some landscape hooks left in this container, so if we need to use those, we will. But first we're going to start with shoving some branches in. And I'm just going to put them more into the center and just lay them out like that. And I will prune these as I go so that I have something to shove in. And we're just going to lay them out from the sides and build this arrangement so they're nice and full. Here's my container of branches, and you'll have to excuse the train, it just came through. So this is what I've cut for blue spruce to do the other window box. I want to make sure I have enough. I might have to cut some more, but we're kind of just winging this and going with it. It's a nice day and it feels good to be outside. So I have the blue spruce in here. It's looking pretty full and they're looking natural, so they're not going to be perfect. However, I'm now going to add some Charlie Brown evergreen branches just to give it that nostalgic look. I was a super big fan of Charlie Brown Christmas and the sad little tree. So let's add some evergreens in here. Some more greeny foliage to fill these boxes in even more. These are going to be big window boxes, you guys. Here are the branches. I got a container of them, and this is what we're going to use. So I'm probably going to take some of the lower branches here that look decent. I won't be able to reach the high ones, but I feel like when you make these arrangements, you need a variety of textures from the branches. So we're just going to go in here and we're going to take some. And these will be really easy to stick in the arrangement. And we'll just cut some of the brown out. In fact, it's just falling out anyhow, so it's perfect. So you can see what we're working with here. These are my snowball bushes. They have not dropped all your leaves. If I shake the leaves, they're still on here. So we're going to take a few of these branches now to add to the arrangement. They always need a haircut. They always need to be pruned back. They sucker and they need some work usually, but you can see here, definitely worth giving them a trim. Now we're going to play in the mud a bit here. This is my 9 bark and I like the color of the leaves, so we're going to take a few of these branches as well. Look at how beautiful 9 bark leaves are for the winter. When it leaves the leaves on, look at that beautiful color. Isn't that pretty? Definitely you want to use these when you make natural arrangements, or even when you make any arrangement for that matter, because the color is just so pretty. All right, so I placed all the branches in here. Now we're going to start adding some color to these arrangements. Now you might say, hey Jack, these look kind of gnarly, but I think they're kind of pretty because they're so natural. And the thing about these is, I hate to say it, but they kind of match the color of the house, which is kind of funny. I've got some holly from the dollar store, and we're just going to add one strand to each of the planters. And you can see here what I have. And we're just going to center it. More toward the middle. I'm going to add a couple poinsettias to this because we're going with a little bit of a red theme. And these are just not dried, but silk poinsettias from the dollar store. Real easy. These are nice to use because you can twist them around branches, which is what I did there, and just want one in the center. So because I was doing natural arrangements, I forgot to add my huge pine cones, and you can see them here. They are massive. So I'm just wedging them in here and they can sit on top of the window boxes, just to give it a very natural look. And this is extremely natural for me. Here is the other one, and you can see them standing up nicely. So most of this is really natural, except for the silk poinsettia and the berries. Everything else is natural, and I think they look really good. Don't be afraid to use branches off other trees in your arrangements. We don't all have to stick to the standards of just using evergreens, balsams, firs. We can use anything we want in our garden and make a natural arrangement and make it look beautiful. I am happy with how this has turned out. They are very full. I'm going to water them in after just to give them some moisture because it's going to be a dry week, and then they are ready for Christmas. So now we're going to do a container for the front step. So I added the evergreen branches in that I already had. I might have to prune them back because they're overhanging on the step right here. But let's add the blue spruce in. They are a little daintier. I'm just going to shove them all into the container. I have quite a few here, and kind of try to get some height in the back. And then probably more shorter branches into the front. Now I'm going to add some berries because I have them, so why not use them, right? And just into the front. We're just going to wing this with everything else we put in. I'll weave this in and out over here. See, that one stick is not in. I'm going to have to add some hot water, just to give it that touch of color in the branches. Now we're going to add some poinsettias, and the perfect place I think to wrap these poinsettias around, I need to take my gloves off to do this, is around a couple of the twigs. That gives it a little more oomph. I think that's the only big one I have left to use, but that's okay. We'll just shove in some smaller ones in here. And the nice thing about pine cones is usually the branches will hold them in. So if you want to sneak them in there, you can. I mean, I'm making this really full. So here's the final product. I think it looks really, really pretty. I'll get in nice and close. You can see where the pine cones are and all the glitter in this arrangement. You can see the 9 barks add a nice contrast to the blue foliage. I just think it's really pretty. The sticks are really, really tall, but that's okay. It gives some height to the arrangement. So you could even use taller branches in here if you wanted to, because the sticks are so tall. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you to get out there and maybe use some branches or whatever you can find, even if you have to purchase some stuff, and do a little arrangement for you to get you in the holiday spirit. I'm really enjoying the fresh air out here, but I'm starting to lose light. So thank you everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.